Hello, everyone. This is Bertena, your host for Spiritual Sanctuary. I want to talk to you today in a really real way, not as a teacher or someone presenting or offering online classes, not as someone like listing programs out, but as a woman who's walked this path and who has allowed it to be woven slowly, intentionally, and prayerfully. Because sometimes I hear women say things like, I don't know where to start. Do I need training to be a priestess? Should I study the goddesses before I learn tarot? Is yoga separate from spiritual work? How is yoga spiritual work? Is Reiki different from priestess training? And I want to gently say, none of this is separate at all. It is a weave. It's kind of like a tapestry, and it's a living body of work. So when you come into something like the Awakening the Divine Feminine Within free Zoom gathering that I do once a month, you might think that it's just like a meditation and a card pull. But really what's happening is that you're remembering yourself in community. You're softening your nervous system enough to hear your own inner voice. You're sitting in a circle, even though it is virtually, and your body recognizes something ancient, something that it's forgotten, and it's women gathering intentionally. This isn't small, it's not basic, but it is the root. And then maybe you come to Somatic Yoga, and then you remember that spirituality is not floating above your body. It's inside your hips, it's in your breath, it's in your spine, it's in your jaw. And then you realize how much you've been holding on. And then you realize how often you override your feelings. And suddenly, yoga's not an exercise. It is not a butt-crunching exercise. It is a reconciliation. It's learning to live inside yourself again. And then maybe within yoga, or even separately in other classes, you experience Reiki, or Chakra Balancing, or Divine Feminine Healing. And you understand that what you've been carrying is not only emotional, it's energetic. There's the tightness in your throat and the heaviness in your chest. There's the exhaustion in your solar plexus. And you realize that energy work begins to untangle what words couldn't reach, and now meditation deepens. Meditation deepens because your body feels safer. Your energy is clear. And when you sit to meditate, you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're listening. Do you kind of see how this flows? Nothing is random. People ask me all the time, what does this have to do with priestess training? Can I just do this or can I just do that? And this is my explanation. One of the hardest things that I have getting people to do is journaling. Not as homework, but as an integration. You begin to write after yoga, after a Reiki session, a meditation, or during a Zoom circle, you're going to start seeing patterns. You're going to see growth, and then you're going to see where you've been shrinking and hiding, and then you're also going to see where you become powerful and seen, and journaling becomes your mirror. Then maybe you pick up some cards, not because you want predictions, because tarot and oracle cards are not that. They are just a tool that helps your intuition to wake up. Suddenly the cards don't feel mystical or intimidating. They don't feel like, oh, I have to read a book and figure out what they mean. They're just like a language. They're a reflection of who you are. And then they become like a conversation between your conscious mind and your deeper knowing. And then if you take like level 1, goddess practices, you begin to study goddess archetypes. Inside the goddess studies, something profound shifts. You don't learn mythology, you begin to see yourself. You see yourself in the shadow in Hecate, the creative fire in Brigitte, the descent in Persephone, the sovereignty in Isis, and the sensual power in Freya. And it doesn't feel theoretical because your body's been prepared, your energy has been cleared, your intuition has been strengthened, and the archetypes land differently when you're embodied. And then there's ribbon dancing. This can be done during Somatic Yoga, during our circles, or in private classes as well. People think it's just playful, but it's a reclamation. It's about taking up space. It's about moving your hips without apology. It's letting joy move through your spine. You can't study the divine feminine and remain rigid. Movement completes the work. Joy completes the work. And expression completes the work. Then maybe you enter the Embodying the Divine Feminine Path class on Zoom. And now you're just not receiving. You are speaking. You're sharing. You're becoming a witness. You're practicing leadership, and you're learning how to hold space without collapsing. And more importantly, how to be seen without shrinking. This naturally flows into our Priestess Training, which is not about titles. It's about responsibility. It's about structure and ethics and boundaries and ritual creation and shadow work that is grounded and mature. Once you're intuitive, once you're energetically clear, leadership becomes organic, not performative, but natural. And woven throughout all of these levels are private sessions where we go deeper, where your specific story matters, where your trauma, your calling, your gifts are honored uniquely. This isn't separate from the path. It's the thread that customizes it. And here's the truth that I want you to hear. You don't have to do this in order. You don't have to complete one thing before entering another. Some women enter through yoga, some through tarot, some through Reiki, goddess studies, the free Zoom classes. It's not linear. It's cyclical. It's responsive. And you step in where your soul feels resonance. And then the other pieces begin to call to you naturally because you are connected. They are designed to support each other. It's not a menu. It's kind of like an ecosystem. It's a living temple. And you can walk in through any doorway. The Priestess Path isn't about collecting practices. It's about integration. It's about feeling safe in your body, clearing your energy, steadying your awareness, finding confidence in your intuition, being expansive in your identity, grounded in your leadership. And more importantly, it's about becoming whole. And that's why everything that I offer flows together, not as separate classes, but as one sacred weave. And if something inside you feels stirred, you don't have to figure out the whole path today. Just step through the doorway that feels warm. The rest will meet you there. If you would like to have a consultation with me, please visit Bertena.org and scroll down to the bottom and sign up for a free 15-minute consultation. Also, on our sponsor's website, yourcosmicconnections.com, if you search for intuitive classes or practices, you'll find my name there. And if you scroll all the way down in that box, there is a free 15 minutes discovery call as well. Or you can just email me. It's pretty simple to get in touch with me, social media or anything. My name is Bertena, Bertena, and everything on social media has that with the number 11. And I promise you, there's not many of us around. I really do hope that you join us on this journey, because I find that when we find connections with things that maybe resonate with us, you may think, oh, I don't really like yoga, or I don't like the goddess studies, but I really enjoy healing, or I really enjoy intuitive stuff. You're going to find that as you go through, it's going to connect. It may not be your favorite thing, but you're going to understand the connections between each one of them. So, again, I look forward to meeting you on your path wherever you are. Have a wonderful day, sisters.